welcome to another episode of the Contractors Innovation Podcast. We're just waiting for Veloset to join, and we may have to improvise if we've missed them today. But Veloset's a great product. It's shrinkage compensated. The inventor is Jens Hoffel out of Germany, and I sold it for a while. But John from Waterproof Masters, he's an expert, and he did a lot of elevator shafts, and now he handles Veloset, I believe, for Greater Toronto. So we have on podcast today a smaller group. We have Danté, our producer. We have Brian Couto, who's my good friend and has recently won a 183 union job as a foreman, right, Brian?
Yeah. It's I started as a finisher. I more like a lead hand than anything else. They kind of changed because we're trying to find good employees, and it's hard to find good employees this stage of the game. Most guys that are good are probably already working, right?
The concrete guys, you mean, the guys who regularly just go back to the same crew in the summer kind of thing.
Yeah, because here in Canada, construction is very seasonal because we do a lot of outdoor work. So a lot of guys will get laid off in the winter time and then hired back in the spring. So in the spring, early spring, there's always like a little shuffle with a few guys that'll jump ship to other companies. But you got to catch them at the right time. So, but other than that, yeah, it's been great.
So Mohammed, can you put your screen on, like your picture on? You're a good looking guy. You got nothing to hide.
Yeah. Actually, I cannot actually. I'm currently outside, so that's why I'm joining here. So, and
you're
over
right.
here, it's midnight, so and I cannot. It's not a daytime here. That's why.
Oh, that's
If
okay. So
yeah.
Mohammed, tell everybody where you're from and what your business is about. We'll do a little bit of a summary
Yeah.
of everybody right now, because always think marketing, right? So in other words,
Mm-hmm.
I've enjoyed your shorts, and
Mm-hmm.
talk a little bit about your company.
I'm from the Fine Dudes. Actually, we are a creative and advertisement agencies. We work with contractors, construction companies, real estate, and automotive industry. We help them boost their business through social media by building their content, by driving more organic traffic, and then building advertisement campaigns to give them leads, sales, and overall conversions. So we handle their sales funnel, website infrastructures, CRM buildings, etc. Happy to be on the show.
Yeah, no, you've been great support, and Dante and I like working with you, Mohammed, because you're generally just send me a Zoom bite a bit sooner. So because I don't
Okay.
know if that was part of the problem, because I think I got mine midnight last night. But I understand your time change problem. But if I trigger it 2 days before, try to send it 2 days before, and maybe it would. I
I'll
don't
make
know.
sure of that for next
Yeah,
time.
yeah, okay. And William Chen was supposed to join. Actually, can you send William Chen this podcast to the link?
I can check. He should have it. If he was, yeah,
Because he was on the
yep,
list.
yep, he was on the list. It came from your email, Martin. So,
You know what
everyone's
it is, guys? You know what it is, guys? Yesterday, Colombia and Portugal played, and there was a tie, and so a lot of people stayed up late talking about the game. So that's why they're missing today in action. I'm just happy they're coming to Toronto. Portugal's coming to Toronto. I'm Mohammed. Let's freaking go.
Can you get tickets, Brian? Is it like Skydome?
Because I'm Portuguese, you'd think I could get some tickets, right?
No, but
Because
because
I'm related to Ronaldo somehow, right? Like every Portuguese person thinks that they're related. You know what? I heard
Yeah.
tickets are going for, like in the thousands.
that's Skydome or
No, they're playing at BMO Field.
okay.
Yeah, they're playing at BMO Field, but Portugal and Mexico are the only two teams that had sold out arenas was those two countries. Like all their games were pre-sold out. So
Wow.
I'm really excited they're going to come to Toronto because Toronto has a big Portuguese community, and Lansdowne is going to be out of control. There's going to be a lot of beeping horns and flags, especially if we keep going. So let's go. This is the year we're going to win, if we're going to win. So let's go.
Now, do you really believe that your team is good?
You know what? The problem with the Portuguese, like in many industries, as long as we put aside our egos, no one can stop us. It's the problem with the Portuguese people is that we have egos. You'll see it in construction where foremans don't listen to their workers and vice versa. I've been doing this way longer than you, or I've been doing this, for 20 years. I know, so that kind of attitude on the field in a game like that against these countries, the best of the best, you can't have. You got to have zero ego when it comes to that. You got to play as a team. And I don't know if it's Portugal's game plan to look like there's chaos or tension. You know what I mean? I don't know if that's the game, so that people like the other teams are kind of thrown off. Because what's been happening is because Ronaldo is who he is, they have 2 or 3 guys always watching him, and so he can't move, right? So if they use that to their advantage and they're using Ronaldo now to just gather people, then that's one thing. But because they've been doing this, contention where it looks like Bruno isn't listening to him and they don't want to pass him the ball, and all these things that are happening, it kind of takes the focus off of Ronaldo when it comes to the other teams. So maybe it can open them up in the future. And I don't know if this is the game plan, because Portugal, in order to win, they have to pull all the moves, because these other teams are amazing. There's other teams that are doing really well. So do I think they're going to win? Yes, I think they're going to win, but only if they work as a team. And that's Brian Couto's 2 cents for the soccer game.
Absolutely. I actually agree with you. And I've seen Ronaldo games a lot, specifically in Real Madrid too, where he actually got, and he did best over there. And I saw that he scored a lot because of his ego too. Like, so, I mean, the way that he used to show that, okay, I'm here. And there, I think there was some celebration that he used to do, and it was banned as well. I think FIFA banned it or something. That he was just mentioning that I am here, and until I'm here, no one is gonna win. And then he did that in the club match, and it
Well, and
was
that's the
great.
thing.
So Mhm.
And you gotta realize too that like FIFA and Adidas, for example, Adidas invested $3 billion into the World Cup. The soccer ball is Adidas, and Argentina is an Adidas team. So they're promoted and sponsored by Adidas. So when you think of all the glamour that they're trying to put on Messi for him to win and Argentina to win, there's money backed up. There's billions and billions of dollars behind Argentina and Messi and the World Cup, kind of sponsoring, a lot of sponsored by Adidas. So that's where you see. So the Portuguese team has Puma and Nike. They're Nike shoes and Puma outfits. So they're like the underdog when it comes to who's getting all the special treatment. And that's the other thing too. Like Messi's team, they all respect Messi and they're all trying to make Messi the best in the world. Where in the Portuguese team, there's a lot
Yeah.
more ego. There's a lot more ego. You have the best middle line in all of, in all of the whole competition. You got the best middle line. You got a really good professional players. So everyone's trying to become the best when they should all just focus on winning the game, and then everything else will be fine. If you're part of the winning team, doesn't matter who the captain was. Just be part of the winning team. Do you know?
Well, that's the whole thing with sports, the idea of teamwork. right? It's the same
Yeah.
as companies. I mean, when companies break down on teamwork, the company breaks down.
Yeah.
When the team gets a couple of guys thinking that they're the best, then it's probably better to just get past the ball. It's sort of like keep passing the ball, right, Brian? Everyone wants to score.
Well, yeah, you got to keep it moving. You got to keep moving ahead, and you have to just you got to build each other up. You know what I mean? Like, okay, for example, we've been going through a lot of guys at work, like not a lot of guys, but we've been going through different guys at work, and there's two ways of getting somebody to come work. When they come work with you, there's two ways of doing it. Either you can try to pick out all their faults and tell them that, oh, you're suck at this, you suck at that, you're no good at this. You know what I mean? You could do that and try to diminish them, and then maybe they'll listen to you. There's that route. Or you see what they're strong at, and then you focus on their strengths and try to get them to do work based on their strengths. If someone's really good at framing, but not so good at doing concrete, then I'll focus that person on framing more and doing less concrete. Where someone who's better at concrete, I'll focus them more on the concrete instead of worrying about making everybody do what I want them to do. Do you know what I mean? Where some foremans, they're like, oh no, you're getting paid as a concrete finisher, then you need to know how to do concrete finisher. If you're a framer, then you got to be the best framer if you're getting paid. You know what I mean? So it's all on how the team works together. And I think for me, building each other up is the best way to lead and is the best way to have a strong team.
So, Mohammed, tell us a little bit about Pakistan's World Cup team. Like, are they in the running, or have they won?
Do they make it this year?
No,
Just for
Pakistan
cricket?
is nowhere near in the World Cup.
Well, they're
Yes,
not in.
absolutely. Brian is right. We cricket, but we're not really into football. But any football that you see that is being played in the game, it is made in Pakistan. So all of the footballs that are used in FIFA World Cup, they are made
That's funny. And half of the
in
shoes are made there too.
Pakistan. Yeah,
Mohammed,
absolutely.
can you hear us okay? Like, it's just the nighttime thing, eh? That
Yeah.
makes you yeah.
Cut it.
So you're outside right now?
Yeah, actually.
What time is it?
Yes.
What time is it
Eh,
there?
It's
Midnight.
11 p.m. 11 p.m. in the night.
So I think I'm going to take this conversation, Brian, a bit towards world events. Like, what Pakistan's become kind of critical to some of the negotiations going on with Trump.
What do
Yeah.
you say? Say that again. Sorry, say that again.
Some of the negotiations going on with Trump. Like, we'll
What
talk about,
about it?
well, we're going to talk World Cup, but then also Pakistan is in the middle. Like, they're trying to mediate Iran and the U.S., I think. Is that accurate, Mohammed?
Yes, Pakistan have been a great, I would say, asset in trying to resolve things. And they actually conducted in our capital city, Islamabad, they conducted, I think, 2 or 3 days where James Vince came, and there was some Iranian president too who came as well, government officials. So there was some negotiation, but we didn't. They was not able to get to some point. But yeah, we are trying to play a key role here. Always, you will see Pakistan. Pakistan would never, go on. So, but after that, like apart from India, they would always try to resolve things and, in our best interest.
So, Mohammed, what do you think of what's going on? Like, it sounds to me like Trump's got the Epstein problem, like, in other words, why would he keep bombing Iran when they're getting the shit kicked out? Would you
Well,
agree?
they stopped, right? They stopped.
Yeah, but no, Trump just bombed him again. Like there was a ceasefire, and then there was a ship that went through Hormuz, and the Iranians fired a missile at it. And so Trump thinks it's a chance for him to bomb Iran again, which never worked before. Is that your understanding, Mohammed?
In my understanding, it's more likely a it's more likely a religious war right now, and that or it is getting, which a lot of people talked about as well previously. And as far as as far as I know, or in my understanding, every single war Israel
Yeah, no,
has
that's they
so
want greater Israel, right? They want to grow their land, which isn't going to happen. And Trump knows he's beat, but yet he bombs Iran again. And we're going to pay a lot for gas soon, Brian.
Well, that's the other thing too. Why are we paying for
yeah,
gas about
yeah.
gas that's in across the other side of the world where we have so much gas here? That's the problem too. Why are we fighting for their gas when we have our own oil sands? And oil sands are one of the most environmental ways. The way we do it, we can extract the oil from underneath the forest, and the forest doesn't even get touched above. Do you know what I mean? And we don't have a refinery. Why? Because we're giving it to the States? Come on. Why are we fighting over someone else's oil when we have our own oil? Why is our oil going up when we have oil reserves?
Well,
so to me, it's all a game, and they're all getting rich. They're all getting rich, and we're all paying the price. So for me, it's all garbage. These guys are all garbage. Going to war is garbage. If there's a problem, deal with the problem. And if these presidents and prime ministers and governments, they all want to go to war, let them go to war. Get in the UFC. Didn't they do a UFC thing at the White House? Do the same thing. Get a UFC. Let these guys fight it out. When they feel better, they'll hug each other and have dinner while everybody else doesn't have to suffer. Because that's what they do. I think war and stuff, it's garbage. I think it's all disgusting. I think it's just abuse of power. And we're the ones paying for all this. And there's got to be a way to stop us paying for all this, because that's what it feels like to me. When I'm paying $2 at the pump, meanwhile we have guys going to Alberta making $60-70 an hour to take oil out of the ground. Why are we paying $2 at the pump? What's going on? Like, I don't understand. Why are we pulling out so much oil out of the ground and then we're not using it? It doesn't make sense.
Where does that oil that we pull out of the ground go? Like, does it go to the States?
I think most of it does, because we don't have a refinery. So that's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, it's a big power grab. Mm-hmm. Like, they just took over Venezuela. They took all Venezuela's oil. Okay, so the price shouldn't be changing. Like, why are we using their oil when we have ours?
Well, you can't do a refinery that quick, although I hear Alberta's gearing up to do some of their own.
How long does it take to build a refinery? 6 months, a year?
No,
you know what I mean? Like, we've been pulling oil out of the ground for 50 years. Like,
well, you're aware that the U.S. is running out of oil. Like, they don't have enough home oil. They need the stuff from the Middle East, and they're not allowed to. They're being told not to take it. Like, their strategic reserves, Trump sold a lot of it, and they're in salt mines. They're in like big salt caverns. And if he takes any more, then it starts to be a problem for the stability of the salt caverns. It's an interesting thing, but by the same token, it seems deliberate, Brian. I agree with your.
Well, yeah, 100%. I think
the idea of it is, and they're playing money, like all those people are playing money on the stock market, saying, "Oh, it's good," and then they buy whatever puts or I don't know exactly how they do it, but Trump is apparently betting all the time, like his own people. So
Trump's got bankrupt a few times. So, I mean, at the end of the day, it's all a big scam for the rich and for the governments, for power and for money and for oil and all this crap. And then we're getting bent over at the pumps. It's just not right. So
Yeah.
that's what I think. And then here's the other problem. We're all fighting left and right, and that's the other problem, is when you have the people fighting each other, we don't see, or we're not joining our efforts into fixing the problem. We're just fighting each other on problems that are usually caused by the higher ups anyways, just to distract us. So it's crazy. You know, I'm a pretty worldly kind of guy. I don't pay attention because I just don't want to get wrapped into it. I want to cut my grass and put my feet on the grass and have a barbecue. You know what I mean? I just want to enjoy life. I don't want to deal with a lot of the stuff, but seeing the games that are being played out there it's just heartbreaking. You know what I mean? For my grandkids and kids, you know, after that. So that's the whole thing.
Your reception's breaking in and out, Brian, and your picture is kind of stalled once in
You
a
want
while.
to know why? Because I'm talking against the government. That's why. That's what's happening right now. That's, guys, this is real, okay? This is real stuff.
Hey, by the way, Mohammed, do you have I'm going to go with Starlink, eh? That should help. Right? And, if we gave you the ability to grab my reception remotely, like you could
I don't
log
think that
on.
works like that. I
Well,
don't think it works like that.
just hold on a sec. We're just talking about it. We're brainstorming. So
Yeah, I think it works.
what works? What do you mean you don't think it works?
I don't think you can give someone else your reception. Your Starlink is for you, and I
No,
think
but
that's it.
but Brian, right now Danté can get on my computer remotely. So when he gets on my computer, he can give that to Mohammed, and
Yeah.
Mohammed can actually use my Starlink Zoom. You know what I'm saying?
But Mohammed's internet has to access your computer in the first place, so it's only as good as the weakest link. Correct?
It's called remote desktop access. You can do it through any desk or any other remote desktop application. So yeah, Brian is right. And
Well, no, hold on a second.
still
Are you
it would
saying
require my
but
internet to connect.
Danté sent this Zoom invite?
Yes.
So
If
is it not?
no,
Is
I
it not?
understand, but the way the internet works, like the thing, if Mohammed had a Starlink, then Mohammed would have the access to the Starlink itself, like the actual, because any other way you have to use your internet to get to the other guy's computer. So that's the problem.
But let me explain that Danté can get on he sent the Zoom invite on my computer. I don't have Starlink yet, by the way, but I'm going to get it because it's only.
I can answer this question because I actually studied networking and infrastructure, right?
Okay, good.
So,
Very good.
So yeah, the way it basically works is, I'll use it in like construction terms, right? Because you guys understand pipes, right? So basically, if you think of the internet as like a current of like data, Starlink probably gives you a much bigger pipe. But if Mohammed were to try and connect into your internet, the rate that data can be sent back to Mohammed's machine will be restricted by his pipes, which would most likely be smaller, right? So even how I connected to you today, and I was able to log into your machine, it was still slow on my end because I don't have fast internet.
Correct.
By the way, Starlink's pretty cheap, Danté.
I would look into that because internet is very important to me.
Yeah, Starlink is you can use it everywhere, so you can take it with you. Good.
Okay.
So Ken Lark is doing mine, Danté.
Okay.
And that's what he does all the time.
Yeah.
Right? Computers. So I'll flip you his contact and you have to do your own connection. But Mohammed, would you agree that you could do Starlink yourself where you are? It's not very expensive.
I don't think so. We have a Starlink option there, but I would have to check with everybody here. If I have Starlink, I would definitely get it. One
Yeah, because
one of the
Starlink
guys
is
over here in my office was talking about it that,
that
yeah,
that you
you
might
guys
look
like
at.
Elon. You guys like Elon Musk in Pakistan? Elon Musk, he's okay.
I think he's well.
yeah, actually, Elon Musk purchased a
Yeah.
company to, like one of the guys here in Pakistan created an AI software, and I
Yeah.
think it was Cursor AI or something, and then he offered 60 billion, and then he purchased that in 60 billion.
Wow.
So
What kind of software was it? Cursor software, you said?
AI.
it was Cursor AI, yeah.
Oh, I've
Yeah.
got the idea.
I didn't know that.
I got the ideal patent. I was talking to William today. He's supposed to be on the podcast,
Mhm.
but he said that I have to be careful with my geothermal, Brian. And by the way, I got a job, Brian. I'm doing
Oh yeah.
two geothermals at the mushroom farm in Guelph, and I'm doing
That's
260 inch
really
holes
good.
with two windmills. So both of them
Nice.
have windmills, and it's a mushroom farm, and because mine's an H2O based water uh, geothermal, William said to me, "Well, how do you know the water's not going to freeze? Because I use evaporative cooling." And I never thought it would freeze. But on the other hand, I got a mechanical contractor saying, "Well, you probably won't raise the temperature more than lower the temperature more than 1, 2 degrees." I said, "No, it's evaporative cooling. When water evaporates, it gives off all its heat. So we're going to
Yep.
overflow Riverstone, Brian, in these
Yep.
casings. The final casings are 54 inch, but I'm going to drill 60 and put three
Yep.
quarter stone. I want it really rigid for the windmill because that windmill before I had some issues with it being a little bit like unbraced. But if I
Yep.
backfill it with Riverstone all the way up, um, see now all of a sudden I'm getting really busy, Brian, and would have been good to have when you needed the work, right? Now
I know.
now you don't need the work.
I know. That's the nature. Isn't that the nature of it? Like we'll struggle, nothing, and then all of a sudden everything comes at once. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
So are you going to try and do 1 day a week? I guess you're not going to get there, eh? You're too busy
Well,
too.
well, that's the whole thing. Like here's the thing. Um I could go make $75 an hour, or I could go make $15 an hour.
No, but keep in mind what the bonus
Right?
I'm going to give you a bonus, eh? So don't forget.
Yeah, and so that's the whole thing. And then
You got
plus,
to keep a relationship with that girl. She
yeah,
seems
and I will, and I will. It's just the whole thing is the time. Like I've been doing, like summertime is tough. You know what I mean? In the winter, yeah, I'll be able to be there more, but in the summer, it's kind of tough because of there's such a demand at work. Plus, like I said, we were trying to get some concrete guys and stuff, and then they weren't able, so we had to switch. Like we had to switch our whole game plan instead of pouring, you know 20 feet or 30 feet of sidewalk and in a day, no problem. Now we're doing sections because we only have 3 or 4 guys doing a job that's supposed to be 6 or 8, right? So we had to kind of change it up, which is fine because at the end of the day it's better for me because the longer I stay at this job, the closer I am to my trailer, right? So I'm 15 minutes from it. So for me, I have till September to get this job done. I could do this job by myself with 1 or 2 guys and get it done by September. So I'll make the deadline. Do you know what I mean? It's just you have to switch it up now. Instead of having 8 guys doing concrete, you have half of that. So now the job is different because the quality still has to be good. Like I still got to do good quality work. So
Mhm.
in order for me to do good quality work, I just take a smaller bite at a time. So instead of pouring 30 meters a day, we're pouring 12 meters a day, and that's fine. So, but that's what I mean. I'm kind of busy right now, but I'll still keep in touch with the mushroom farm. We'll still try to hit it every other week or so.
You want me to just
Um,
phone you and remind you every weekend? Like you'd have to do a weekend. You'd have to do a
Remind me on
weekend.
Fridays. Yeah,
I'm gonna go
remind me on
there.
Fridays.
I'm gonna go there Tuesday.
Yeah.
I'm taking the Black Creek mechanical guy there Tuesday,
So
and
you can take a look.
he's kind of a key guy because he's the wet side trade, and
Yeah.
I think
Like
I'll
it does
have
get very warm. It does get very warm in those rooms.
yeah.
So if your system is better than normal glyco, I think it will work because I seen like at your house, you told me that the vent frosted up.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? So if the vent is frosting up, that's cold. That's as cold as the fridge or a freezer. You know what I mean? That's cold.
Well,
Yeah.
that's what Williams said for the FEBTU cell. He said you got to be careful because you'll probably freeze the water. I can't imagine freezing the water though, but I'm going to put a fan on it, Brian. So I'm going to put a cool air axial fan and blow 2,000 CFM down. Now I could turn the fan off.
Now the bigger the space for the rocks in the water, the better it would be for cooling down the water quicker. Am I right?
Well, what happens with the water is it's going to it's going to be leaked out of the water furnace. So then you get a pressure there, right? 30 PSI or whatever.
Yeah.
So what you have a stop valve, so you can basically splash it over the rocks and blow water on it. So it's going to be it's evaporative cell, but the end result is the best air conditioner in the world. I'm convinced of it. And with AI coming, right? Sorry,
Yeah.
I love talking about my own patent.
No, yeah.
I want you to understand it because I think you can help. Like she seems to have lots of money. Like they seem to be. I shouldn't say that online.
They're established. The thing is, they're established, so it's a different kind. Like you got to learn how to remember how our parents were with money. They were so good with money. They didn't make a lot. They were just good with it. You know what I mean? It's not how much you spend, it's how much you save, right? It's not how much you make, it's how much you save.
Like she's getting a cost price. Like I let them
100%. And I think that it's fair to do a cost price because we're doing
we got to establish it. Yeah.
Correct. You got to establish it. We got to be ready for things that come up. Things are going to come up during this that maybe we didn't think was going to happen. And by not being so crazy on the price, let's just get the job done proper. You know what I mean? Let's not worry about.
No, I'm not marking it up though. So she's getting a cost price.
No, at all. I know.
Like
I know. You're doing everything. You're doing everything at cost. 100%.
Yeah, the mechanical guy might end up getting 10 points for his time to coordinate it, but for the most part, we're all doing it to help me.
Yeah.
Really, I think So that's where. Okay, what is it now? We're going into July, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're not even in July yet. So then July, August, I think I could have it done by end of September. I think I could sell my patents in September. Like once I can bring people to prove that geothermal, say, hey, here, and have the owner say it's made a big difference to my mushroom production because if it's moist in that environment, right? It's cool. It's air conditioning, but it's cool and it's moist. So I think mushrooms need moisture. That's what Perplexity says.
And that's actually good, if you're able to have testimonials of real people, that would definitely help, or maybe not just testimonial, but real case studies of people, right?
Yeah.
Of places and how it has helped other people. It can definitely be an advantage for you. And Keller or maybe some other group might show some interest in purchasing your patents.
Exactly.
Correct. And 100% when this starts to go, I'm going to document and film a lot of it, edit it properly so that we can put this on and show what you're actually doing. So you were saying something
you're
about
saying you can edit, Brian? Like, can you do? Are you kind of you can
100%.
probably
Now,
you can do shorts like Muhammad, but Muhammad's he's the master. He's the master.
Yeah. So what I would do, I would edit the video so it's proper, give it to Muhammad, and then Muhammad would dress it up and make it look nice.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's what my idea would be. But at least I would give you footage that is proper, like proper footage, we need to see, the right angles, you know what I mean? So, good visualization.
So are you saying that you'd come to the site and film us putting in?
Correct.
That would be a great idea, Brian. That would be.
Yes. That's what I would
Great
want to do,
idea.
because then
And
I could
you know,
interview, I'd be able to
with the
interview
help of
Martin and the other people.
So would you just interview him with the phone, or would you have a
yeah,
microphone?
it's a great idea.
I have mic. Yeah, I have mics. I have all that stuff set up.
Well,
So I
that
would
may,
do with the mic so it's clear sound. And then I would send it, and then we could send it to Mohammed, and Mohammed could dress it up. I know also Dante is really good at that kind of stuff. So we have a really, like, Martin, you put
Yeah.
together a good team. Like,
yeah.
I have to hand it to Martin. He put together a good team. Like, you see, you've always been good at finding people that would put it into a group and make a really good product. So we have the right people for the job. We just gotta, once you know once we're at that point, we just work together like usual. None of us have egos. We all want the best product. Like, it makes us all look good when we have a good product.
Now,
So,
now Dante will turn around and he'll post this on YouTube, right? And we'll come up with a name. Let's say this session here.
Yeah.
Dante and I will come up with a name.
Mhm.
But do you want to play with the recording probably after YouTube, right, Brian? Like after we post this session, Dante can do it like within 2 hours of this ending.
Mhm.
Usually he does it right away, and I just give him a name for it, and we put it up.
yeah, you post it up, and then we can clip something from here. But when we actually start doing the construction stuff, because I noticed that, especially for my followers and stuff, they really like to see something being built. They really like to see the process. A lot of people love the process, and they'll watch a video because they're learning something in the process. So I know
Well,
what we're doing is really cool, and I know the process of it is great. I just want to be careful we don't want people, like, to use your patents, for example. I don't know if you have a problem, if there's an issue with people trying to steal your idea and not use your patents to go through you know what I mean? Is there that kind of an issue as well?
not really. I got him for Canada and the U.S., but Mohammed should take note that I would help him if he ever introduced me to somebody. I would help his friend to do things for the Pakistani people, because this potentially is a game-changing geothermal. So if you could do massive air conditioning, for instance, in AI, William says your system would be really good for AI because you have a geothermal. And in geothermal, it's all about cooling, or in AI. They put big fans in there and everything. But basically, with water evaporation in a cell, we can scale it. Like, I'm doing 2 5-ton holes in 2 windmills, 2 5-ton geothermals. And I just guessed, like, I was thinking, 54-inch, I guess. I found the liner, Brian. So I've got the liner from Pipe and Piling. And
Martin,
I think that
I
girl.
have like
Go ahead.
I have like a lot of construction guys over here, and what they do is that they build big apartment buildings, every once in a while. Their construction. And so I'm actually linked to a construction group, right? So I work heavily in real estate. So over there's not much technology. Sorry.
Well, sorry to interrupt you, but I get excited. So what? Mohammed, what do we call it? Can we call it, like, can you incorporate a company and call it FE Patents Pakistan? Like, can you make the company so that we could flow it through that, and we might make a lot more money than you're making in social media. But I'm not saying anything. I would be your partner. You could be my partner, and you could funnel it to these guys. So we could say, hey, if you want access to these patents, 3-year licenses, $100,000, something like that. I was going to sell.
This would be good for a Pakistani building if they're building a building, because you got the cooling and you have electricity. You could put a few of these bad boys on the roof of the building, and you have the whole building self-sufficient.
Brian, I'll send you a file that Andre did. Andre's my heat exchange engineer expert, and that file shows exactly what you just said. So if you did a concrete shaft,
correct,
you could put stone in it and use that for evaporative cooling, and put the windmill on top, because, like you say, it could be in the corner of the top suite of the building, right?
So the 4 corners of the building, you got four windmills, 4 evaporative cooling. That would probably do the whole building.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's
Yeah.
that's the situation with this. This is such a great invention that it works. It's funny because the way that your invention works, if the world wasn't a rock and it was a big machine, like some conspiracy theories say, then this would be the system that you would use at the North Pole that would cool the whole North Pole to make it what it is. Because if you really think about it, it's like that one cold area that's generating. And I think it's because of evaporating cooling, but it's not done naturally. The world kind of did it over there. Because it's not just about the sun not hitting it. It's freaking cold there. There's a wind blowing. And it's almost like it's the natural evaporative cooling coming from that area. So,
Well, you know, when the pole shift happens, the North Pole goes to the equator.
yeah. So
You probably haven't bought into that. You might have to move your trailer. I don't know.
well, the trailer will move itself if that happens.
Mobile. And we should go down to Florida in it, Brian. We should go for a trip. Go for a trip.
Hey, honest to God, I never
This
thought
winter,
I would like. I never thought I'd like living in a trailer, but honest to God, the freedom that I have, I come here and I have free time. Like I don't have to paint the windows. I don't have to, I cut the grass every other week. It's not even a big deal. And it's so nice not having to drive an hour in traffic every day.
So if you got a big pickup, you could move it, eh? Like you could set it up.
Yeah, if I wanted, but also if I needed to move it, I can call the company and they'll move it for me.
But if
I
you
can get a towing company and move it for me.
So you wouldn't take it to Florida? It's not that
I don't know.
mobile.
If I had a truck, you could, if you wanted to, you could definitely take it to Florida. And if I was going to go to Florida, you drive 2 days with it. It's a 19-hour drive if you go straight. So it's not that bad.
What are you going to do in the winter? Like where you
Oh,
are
I have.
now?
So this stays here all year. It includes rent. I stay on the lot all year. I don't have to move it. I can stay here. And then I have a place in Brampton.
Oh yeah,
So
right.
I have a room in Brampton. So I stay there I could go up like yesterday I was there. So when I go to Toronto, I'll stay in Brampton because it's closer. It's only 45 minutes from my comedy club. So I'll stay in Brampton.
When you leave your place in the winter, would you leave the heat, like an electric heat on?
No, you just shut it all off. You winterize it, leave everything off, and that's it. Call it a day. Lock it up, and no one comes up here. It's guarded. It's secured entrance. If I needed to go to Florida for a week or two, I would have to call them ahead of time, and they'd have to plow to get in and out. You know what I mean?
What's that cost for a year?
I paid. I think for a year, it's like $5,500 a year.
Yeah.
So
but you get water and they pump sewage out of your.
Correct. Electricity, water is included. They pump out my tank, once every 2 weeks or something. I don't use it very much. It's only me. But I also have solar power panels on my roof. So I have solar power that even if I wasn't hooked up to anything, my fridge is still working. Right?
Oh, that's the model. That's the model. That's the model you bought, eh?
Yeah, I bought an off-grid trailer. So my trailer is already off-grid. So I could park it in the middle of anywhere and I'll have heat, air condition, stove, fridge, running water. I have a tank of water in it if I want. So it's an off-grid trailer. It's perfect for travel. It's perfect for, wilderness travel. If I want to explore, it's a perfect trailer for that. And it's only 27 feet. It's not a very big trailer. A pickup truck could take it. Like an F-150 brought it. It wasn't a dually or nothing. It was just a normal pickup truck. It took it. So it's not a very big trailer. And it's
how much did it cost?
This trailer was regular $40,000, but I bought it for 31. By the time I put warranties and tax, it went up to 40 grand, right? But it's a 2024, so the place I bought it from 401 Trailers and RV. Shout out to 401 Trailer RV. They had bought a company that went bankrupt, so this was on the lot. So that's how I got the good deal. Yeah, so it's an upgraded. It's the same price of a normal trailer, but it's 2 years old, but brand new. No one ever bought it. It had sat on the
How
lot for a
much did
year.
you got it for?
Sorry?
How much did you got it for?
Oh, I got it for 40. It was all 41,000 with taxes and warranties and everything all together. So basically what it was
Okay.
worth in 2024,
Wow.
I got it for that price with everything in. Yeah, Canadian, not
Hmm.
US, Canadian. So it's like $5
Oh.
US.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not bad. My parents had trailers and stuff, and then I seen this, and the money. Here's the thing: for the payments, the reason why I bought it is because the amount I'm paying in gas to drive to work, an hour in the morning, an hour at night, costs the same for the payments of the trailer.
Yeah,
So the money, instead of spending it on gas and losing 2 hours of travel,
exactly.
I parked the trailer 15 minutes from work. Yeah, and I pay for my trailer. So that's kind of my thinking behind it.
How far are you
And
from the
now
mush?
I'm a homeowner.
How far are you from the mushroom farm?
30 minutes.
So, Brian, let's make a point of filming you doing the as-built of the FEBTU cell on the mushroom farm.
Yeah,
So would you just use
100%. Yeah.
would you just use your phone? Like,
Yeah, so I use my phones with the stand because our Samsungs and iPhones, the quality of the camera is really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's what I would use. Plus I have mics. So I have two mics. And so I would wear a mic and the person that I'm interviewing would wear a mic. And then we can have clear sound. And that's pretty much how we would do it. And
Mm-hmm.
then with the good editing, the editing is what makes the show. You know, at the end of the day, it's the editing that makes the show. I have to know what things to hit on and all that, edit it, and then give it to whoever's going to edit it, and then they'll make it fancy. You know, when you start bringing in all the little titles and subscreen, that's what makes it interesting, right? So.
Brian, what do you think of
That's the
what,
other
what do you think of Natalie's brother? Natalie's brother doesn't seem to be like as helpful as he could be. Like I
Well,
asked for pictures, and he hasn't sent them. So if you went there and
the
took
thing
pictures,
is too, they're very. Yeah, and for the record, I did send pictures already, but that's okay, Martin. I will do it again for you.
yeah,
I'll find the ones that I sent. But at the end of the day, Martin, you know that if you want it done right, you got to do it yourself, right? So we'll take care of it. It is what it is. We just got to do it. When you want to when you want other people to do stuff, it seems sometimes difficult
Mm-hmm.
for something that's easy for us. You know what I mean?
well, it's easy for you. I'm not as capable as you and Danté on computers, right?
Mhm.
Or Mohammed, but I think we've got a good team here,
Yeah.
and we should try to leverage not only more podcasts. You know, it's great having you on them, Brian. But by the same token, you know, what's our purpose? How do we make, you know, society success? And I think it's a geothermal. I really think I'm onto something. So that
Yeah,
with a windmill, it really is an interesting package. It's not that much money.
correct.
You know, I'll send you a few quotes here and there where as it comes together. But Natalie seems to be into it. You know, she's not saying
Well, because
I'm not really over budget. You know, what's the budget? I mean, it's cost. You know,
yeah, it's whatever it costs. But here's the thing with Natalie: she's the one who sees the bills more than her brother. You know what I mean? So she knows that if she can save $6,000 a year, then this thing pays itself off in a year or two. You know what I mean? So as long as her end game is, hey, she wants to do this for the rest of her life, right? They're making a living off it.
Yeah.
You know, they've been there the whole time. Their home is there. Her parents are getting elderly. So if this is something that can now reduce her cost by $6,000 a month, ballpark and it's paid itself off in a year or two, then that means she'll be living free
Well,
in a
it might,
couple years.
it might take
You
10
know?
years to pay off that debt, but nonetheless, I get your point. And,
Yeah.
but I think we can get the throughput up with a moisture environment, like with the H2O coming, it's high moisture. That's
Yeah.
what the mushrooms want. Now, I ran
Yeah.
Perplexity. Did you ever use Perplexity, Brian? Like,
I've heard of it.
Yeah.
I use like whatever's on my phone.
I'll
It's
let you
very
know.
good
Perplexity
for research
It's
purpose.
pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's sponsored by Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan they sponsor Joe Rogan. So if he says it's good, it must be.
Perplexity. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
Hey,
One of Joe Rogan's sponsors.
yeah.
Shout out Joe Rogan and Perplexity.
Brian's goal is to end up as Joe Rogan.
Yeah, I would love to be on his show one day, maybe he on ours. But definitely Mothership is one of my, like, to be on Kill Tony or to be on any of those shows is definitely one of my bucket lists, one of the things that I want to get done in my career as well.
Mm-hmm.
Just everywhere, I just want to be as much exposed as possible, and that's one of the things I'd love to do. Yeah, 100%.
I would say, Brian, you got the gift of the gab, which is truly a gift.
Oh, I could talk a lot of shit. That's for sure. I could talk a lot of shit. And that's the thing. I think with me, I think the little bit of edge that I have over the average comedian starting out, the average comedian with my amount of years in the game, is that I'm kind of impressionable, and I have that gift of gab, and I know how to kind of make people feel comfortable, even though when they first see me, they might be uncomfortable. But eventually, once I start talking with them, they're like, "Oh yeah, this guy's cool and down to earth." So, and a lot of the comedians remember me. I can't walk into a comedy club without hearing somebody say "Couto" every time I walk into a comedy club. So I know that what I'm doing, it's working. You know what I mean? It's working, and I'm having fun. And we're all having fun.
Some comedians, Brian, are dry. They just say a joke and wait for the audience to laugh. But you don't wait. You laugh yourself.
Oh, yeah.
You love your own jokes.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing. Like, I watch my own stuff. Like, I actually am like, I'll see something that I did a long time ago, and I probably forget most of it, but then I watch it, like, yeah, this is funny. You know what I mean? So I do enjoy my own comedy, which I think it helps. It helps, especially when you're on stage and you're saying that joke for the 50th time. You know what I mean? That's the one thing that I did a show. I did 3 shows. I was in 3 shows this weekend. So on my 10 o'clock show, there was a new group of people, and they were maybe a little more uptight with the comedy. And so I had to keep switching. I kind of, just to get their attention. Not that I want to switch, but as a comedian, you got to control the room. And in order to control the room, you got to kind of feel the vibes, right? So I started with certain stuff, and I was like, oh, they're not having this. So I had to switch it up. So, but I love it. I love doing comedy. I do. I forget where I was going with that, but I love it. So yeah, Danté, we're gonna start doing some regular stuff at Keys Comedy Club.
Yeah, I was just there maybe 2 weeks ago. They booked me for their Sunday show. It was really fun.
Yeah. So I definitely want to get you on the Saturday show. We're going to start doing it Saturdays at 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock. Probably going to have women in comedy. And then maybe even Cringe Kev and his boys and Dave Seeley. It was so much fun last week.
Yeah.
My friend Cringe Kev, he did a release for his new comedy album. And my friend Dave Seeley was there. You know Dave Seeley. He's half and half. We call him half and half because his mom was white native and his dad was black. So we call him a half. And buddy, we had so much fun. We had so much fun because he's got a daughter who's gay. So he's been taking her to all the gay pride parades every year for the last 5 years. He's been going to the gay pride parade. And so I joked with him when he got off stage, and I said, well, I guess you're making up for all those Santa Claus parades you didn't bring her to. You know what I mean? Because remember, he's half black, right?
Yeah.
But that's the thing. So these jokes were killing. But then the group that came in, they weren't laughing at those jokes because, ooh, they're racist, or you know what I mean?
Yep.
And that's the whole thing. And it's funny because me and Dave are best friends. You know what I mean? And we love poking at each other. You know, he'll poke at some Portuguese stuff. I'll poke, because that's what it is. That's what it is. We would never fight each other because we love each other, but we'll joke about stuff because that's how we show love to each other. So it's we are the last defense. And I said this once those people left, I was like, hey, comedians are the last defense into free speech. We're the ones because if it wasn't for us pushing the envelope, then everybody might get stuck in, you can't say this and you can't say that. And when it comes to discussion, you need to be able to speak freely so that we all can understand each other. So I'm really excited that I'm a comedian and I get to do that. Plus we got the podcast, we get to talk. And so this is really cool.
Yeah.
So
Baby, I need to know